Hey guys, this is Matt Hernandez. We're here with the FJ400 and we're going to do an athlete portrait using masking mode. When you're using masking mode, you need at least 2 lights. Today we have 3. We're going to have 1 key light, we're going to have an edge light, and then we're going to have a light on the background. So what this is going to do is take 2 different exposures. One of them is going to silhouette him by lighting the background, and the other one is going to light the subject. That way, in post, you can lay one over the other and have a nice clean black and white mask to cut your subject out. So for modifiers, on our key light, we have an Octa M to give us a bigger light source that's a little bit softer. Our edge light, we have a smaller 1x3 strip box with a grid, so it's more directional. That's actually going to mimic a stadium light in post for the background image. And then the third light is on the background, and we have the small reflector that comes with the light. And the reason we're using that is so the light will spread out and we'll have a higher output so we can make that background nice and white. We're in the locker room, we're in a tight space. We brought a 5x7 X-drop. It allows us to set up relatively quickly in a small area. For masking mode, you're going to want to use a solid background. We used white because we want as much contrast as possible to create that mask in Photoshop in post-production. The advantage to using masking mode over something like green screen or a blue screen is the fact that there's not going to be any color spill on your subject. So when you use those colors, you have to pull the subject off quite a bit. In a tight area like this locker room, that's going to be really hard to do. So with the white background, when you silhouette them with masking mode, it's going to create the perfect mask right out of camera, black and white. Another thing you can do to cut somebody out is just use your existing background, but you're going to have a lot of different colors and things going on behind them that's going to make that harder to do. And getting hair cut out perfectly is one of the hardest things to do in Photoshop, but it's going to be really easy with this. One thing you need to keep in mind when you're using this feature is that your subject doesn't need to move, because you're creating 2 exposures essentially. You're going to have the subject and you're going to have the background. They need to match up perfectly in Photoshop and be able to lay over each other. So if they move, that's going to create a problem with your mask. Be sure and let us know which one of the photos you like best in the comments below, and if you want to see more education like this, be sure and subscribe below. Thanks for watching.